And we are joined by a Democratic incumbent in the U.S. Senate, Amy Klobuchar of the state of Minnesota. Senator, for most generalist viewers, thank you for joining us first off. They are seeing you for the first time, perhaps, since the Kavanaugh hearings. And before we talk about the politics of tonight, I'm curious, have you been surprised to see how much traction the other party has gotten out of the Kavanaugh hearings? Every night, rally after rally, we hear the president's talking point that a good man was mistreated.
Well, rallies are one thing, Brian, but votes are another. And it is true that they have been trying to play this issue out. But what I hear from Minnesotans is they want to talk about people getting kicked off their insurance for pre-existing conditions or the price of prescription drugs. And as you've seen over time, the people of America has realized, whether they agreed or not, he got on the court. And for them to keep using this as an issue, I think you're seeing with independent voters, especially in a lot of our congressional district votes in Minnesota, this issue is not determinative. You could see it in your own exit polls.
Senator, it's what struck me a couple weeks ago was how the Midwest is really in play this time. States like Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan voted very narrowly for a total of like 70,000 votes in toto for President Trump. This time around, it seems like the Midwest is moving into the Democratic column right across the board for governor, senator, and probably House as well.
Well, we don't want to take anything for granted, but I am wearing my purple dress for a reason besides Prince and the Vikings, and that this is the moment where the Midwest and a lot of our states that, as you recognized, either voted for Trump or in Minnesota barely did Hillary win. It's a change. These governor races. I talked to our candidate, Fred Hubble, down in Iowa, and he's feeling good down there. You look at in Illinois. You look at how well Tammy Baldwin is doing. I talked to her this morning over in Wisconsin, and then these incredible congressional races in the suburbs, where I think we're going to take back 2 seats in 2 congressional races in Minnesota, both currently held by Republicans. As we look at, I think our projections may be that 2/3 of eligible voters may be voting in a midterm in Minnesota, despite flurries of snow.
You know, I think this whole campaign tonight we're going to be covering here is in a Republican territory. It's an offensive for the Democrats because I can't think of, well, you can tell me this. Do you know a single Democratic incumbent in the Senate or the House that's worried about re-election?
You'll have to talk to them, but I think what you know those numbers where we have 35 Senate seats up, and I think 22 of them are Democrats that are running. I mean, those are extraordinarily difficult odds, and we know that going into it. But we have such great candidates like Claire McCaskill still fighting it out. Heidi, I just talked to her. Remember last time she held up the paper that said her opponent won, and she won. So I think we got to give these guys tonight, and also we've got the House and then these governor's races, and it is really all about turning out, but it's also about independent voters and what they think of the president's behavior over the last year.
From the Twin Cities tonight, our thanks to Democratic Senator Amy Klobuchar of Minnesota. Thank you very much for making time to talk with us.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.